The collaborative economy, the first thing is that it's here to stay, and I'm going to address how companies can sort of function in this area. If you see a lot of big companies, they were earlier threatened by the opportunities and the challenges of collaboration, but now they've understood that they have to be part of it. So now a lot of big companies are actually collaborating with these guys. Again, that's the function of the economy, and they're actually creating brand new business models. Because if you look at what the collaborative economy is, it's disrupted the way that we think of supply chain, the way we think of manufacturing, the way we think of reaching the speed at which we reach to consumers. Now those are trends which all companies are interested in also, because it leads to greater profitability. So rather than look at it as a threat, as what they used to, I think now they look at it as an opportunity to become more agile and become more profitable in a much shorter period of time. So developing and emerging economies are really interesting because their population tends to be very young. So in India, where I'm from, 70% of our population is under 25 years of age. And that's true for a lot of Asia, and not so true for Europe, but it's true for most of Asia. Now that means that these young people start off with a couple of advantages. They are digital natives, and they're also very savvy in the way that they approach business and life. They don't want a corporate job just the way their dads had. They have entrepreneurial dreams, and they're very quick in the startup economy. And that's what's really exciting about what I see, because they're not just digital natives, they are natives in disruption. So they're not bothered by things that used to happen 20 years ago. They're interested in the here and now. So it's very interesting working with them, because I feel that the emerging economies are more interesting because the pace of disruption is even faster than it is in more mature markets. I think that in content marketing, we're still evolving our thinking of what works and what doesn't. But let me tell you a couple of things that do work. I think that for the last 2 or 3 years, there was an emphasis on quantity. Right? A brand wanted to be everywhere, so it produced a lot of content across a lot of social media platforms and didn't think much about optimization, distribution, and quality. If brands want to be a winner in the content marketing game, these are 3 things that you have to think of. And the most important thing, and this is the thing that I was talking about in my presentation also, if you want to win the marketing game today, you have to think about how do I add value to consumers. If you can't answer that question, how does every piece of content that I'm creating add value to the person who's going to read it? You're creating it for vanity metrics and all sorts of other things. So that's what I would advise brands to do. This is my first time here in Croatia and in Zagreb. And I love it because firstly, I find that I love going to conferences where people are curious. I like going to conferences where people have a desire to learn from each other, and that's what happened here. There was a genuine desire to learn from each other, and I love that. I like the fact that you guys don't take any buzzwords seriously and you challenge everything that you hear. I like that. It sort of reminds me how it is in India. And I think that from my conversations with people here, unlike a lot of mature economies which have had a linear digital transformation and they've gone through many steps, my feeling is that Croatia and Croatian businesses are going to leapfrog at least 2 or 3 paces in the next 3 to 4 years and actually transform quite rapidly. So I'm excited, and I hope I'm going to be back here again soon.